Welcome to Where Science Meets Self-Care with Ida Fanelli. With over 30 years in beauty and wellness and a background in medical science, Ida blends clinical knowledge with holistic care. Each week, she and her guests share insights to help you achieve healthier skin, balanced energy, and empowered self-care. Now, here's your host, Ida Fanelli.
The Miss Fuller Woman competition is a Canadian-based platform where fuller-figured women step into leadership, visibility, and confidence. This is more than a crown. It's a community, growth, courage, and women learning to take up space without apology. Today, we're joined by two incredible women who represent the heart of this competition. Hannah Schulz, Miss Fuller Queen 2025, representing Grand Prairie and proudly rooted in Drumheller. Hannah challenges outdated beauty standards and empowers women and youth to claim their voice and identity. Off stage, she's happiest at home with her fiancé, her dogs, a book, a cup of tea, a soft queen with a strong purpose. Holly Leman, Plexus Worldwide Brand Ambassador and MFWC Committee Member. Holly is passionate about women's wellness, confidence, and energy. She first attended MFWC as a viewer, and the empowerment she witnessed moved her to join the committee. She continues to help women grow through wellness, joy, and business ownership. Welcome, Queens. Let's talk confidence, leadership, self-love, and what it means to step into your power. Well, Hannah, first of all, congratulations to your winning. What made you join the Miss Fuller Woman competition, and what stood out to you the most?
I joined the Miss Fuller Woman competition because I'm the eldest of a lot of girls in my family, and I've kind of struggled with my body for my whole life, but it really made an impact when I started realizing my younger siblings also have issues with their bodies, and it didn't matter what size they were. This was just something that girls were facing. And as the eldest sister, I really wanted to prove to my sisters that they could do anything. And even though this wasn't something that I'd ever thought I would do, ever thought that would be in my path in life, I wanted to prove that just because I was putting my mind to it, I could do it. So that's kind of why I joined in the first place. And thank you for your congratulations. I never thought I would win. I never joined the Miss Fuller Woman competition even thinking that I would even get to win. It was just something fun for me to do, and it was just a chance for me to prove that I could do it.
Wow, you did it. What role do you hold today within the Miss Fuller Woman competition, and how has that shaped you personally?
I'm the Miss Fuller Woman Queen 2025. Through that, I've gotten to hold the title for almost a year now, and it's crazy, to think that year is almost over. I have 4 more months before we get to crown the next queen, and I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for the Miss Fuller Woman competition. It's the first year it's been up here in Grand Prairie, and I'm so glad to hold a space in it now for many years to come.
Yeah. What has been your biggest growth since joining, emotionally, mentally, or physically?
My biggest growth has definitely been walking into a room like I own it. I was a very shy person before. You wouldn't have caught me dead talking to someone I did not know. I was not the kind of girl that would pick up the phone and call someone just willy-nilly. I was the kind that, if you called me, I'd really consider answering your phone call, but normally I would decline it because I did not want to talk to you. Being the Miss Fuller Woman Queen has opened so many doors for me. It has taught me that I can hold my head high in a room. I don't need to be shy. Just holding space for myself and allowing me to do that is definitely one of the biggest lessons I've learned. When you walk into a room, like, no one can bother you, no one bothers you, which is kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, it's all what you're thinking about yourself, right? Because, one person could say something, and if you misinterpret it, then that ruins everything, right? But if you're thinking positive, you don't think that way, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm glad that you got that from it. Yeah, I know it was quite a learning experience with everything that they offer in the competition, right? They give you different duties to perform, and there's practice sessions on different things. So you grow from all those experiences, right?
100%. Like, I'm a tall girl, so I never felt a need to wear heels. I was like, I'm tall enough. I don't need to wear heels. But something about wearing heels and just embracing that feminine side, really changed for me. It was so much fun. And I remember it was like one of the things I regretted. Like, I was dreading the most the whole competition. Like, every time it was time to practice walking in heels, I was like, no, please don't make me do it anymore. But now it's one of my favorite things about the competition, because now I can wear heels whenever I want, and I don't feel like I'm going to fall on my face in front of everyone. And just that boast of confidence that it's like, yeah, I can do that.
Great. What belief about your body or worth changed the most?
Definitely my worth. I really struggled. I was in a car accident about 2 years ago.
Oh
Um,
dear.
and I hit a semi truck on the highway. And, I struggled with a lot of guilty feelings. A girl around my age hit a semi truck on the same exact route, and she was not so lucky to walk away with her life as I was. And
Wow.
I felt guilty about that, and kind of like, why is the world keeping me here? Um, and so I felt like my worth, I really struggled with my worth. I struggled with why did I deserve this and someone else didn't? Um, and that's how I was kind of walking through life until I found the Miss Fuller Woman competition. And it opened my mind to, I'm here so that I can make an impact. I'm here so that I can talk to young girls about body image and say, like, it wasn't easy for me growing up. It wasn't a cakewalk. I wasn't the skinny girl. I wasn't the short girl. There's always something wrong with your appearance in someone else's eyes. And when you learn to accept that the only person's opinion that matters is your own, it makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad that you survived that. Did you have to go to the hospital, and was it a long recovery, or was it like a walk away thing?
No, so I actually ended up having a TBI, so a traumatic brain injury.
Oh,
And yeah, I struggled with that for the past year. And kind of when I went into the Miss Fuller Woman competition, I was still kind of struggling with that. I was waiting to see doctors and kind of not knowing where my life was heading. But through the Miss Fuller Woman competition, I honestly found just peace in doing what I could. So, I wasn't able to go back to work until about 2 months ago. Um, but the Miss Fuller Woman competition gave me a reason to go out of the house even when I didn't feel like it. They really, they comforted me and catered to my needs, and to a point where I really valued being able to do these things despite having my TBI. It proved to me that this wasn't something that was going to hold me back for the rest of my life, that I could keep going with it. It wasn't something that was a death sentence. I wasn't going to be, and I'm really grateful for the Miss Fuller Woman competition for showing me that this wasn't it. It wasn't done. I wasn't done. I'm going to keep moving in this world, and I'm going to keep making a difference.
yeah, you sure are. And now we'll take time for a commercial break. Welcome back. What real changes have happened since winning with work, confidence, relationships, or daily life?
Definitely, I can say relationship wise, friendships. I used to be the quiet girl, the one that kind of wouldn't express her opinions, wouldn't tell what she loved, wasn't passionate. I kind of was the girl that would put on a mask and conform to whatever everyone around me was doing. Um, And in the past year, I've really realized that I like what I like, and I shouldn't change what I like because of the people around me. And, you know, some of my friends, like, they used to make fun of me for liking Taylor Swift, which is the silliest thing. But I always used to back into a corner and be like, oh, yeah, you're right. I don't like Taylor Swift. That was so silly of me. Why would I say that? And now I'm just really learning that, so what if I like Taylor Swift? And I really defend myself more. I hold myself to a higher, on a higher pedestal than I used to. I used to think that I was below everyone, and now I'm just realizing that I'm not better than anyone, but I'm definitely on the same level as a lot of people. And so just holding myself in the confidence that I know who I am and no one's opinion of me is going to change, that has definitely changed in me.
Well, that's great because everyone has their own way of doing things and their way of thinking. And just because one person thinks differently doesn't mean that they're not right. You know, everyone has the right to have their own voice, right? On
Yeah,
what they
100%.
prefer in life. And that's that's just the way the world is, right? Okay, so describe a moment you felt powerful in your body.
It was the night before the Miss Fuller Woman competition. And my fellow contestants and I, we had gone to see the space for the first time. So we hadn't seen the stage we were walking on. We hadn't seen like anything, and we had gone, and it was kind of like dress rehearsal, but not dress rehearsal, just being able to feel the stage. Because when you're walking on in heels on a stage that you've never walked on before, it's really, really nerve-wracking. And I had kind of made the decision that I was going to put on my swimsuit because that's what I was scared of the most. I was so scared to walk on a stage in front of people in a bathing suit because I am the kind of girl that, like, I wear cover-ups at the beach. I'll wear t-shirts when I go swimming. Like, I'm not one to really show my body like that. And I'll never forget, I was so nervous about it that I was like, I'm just going to do it so it doesn't feel like as big of a deal when I do it tomorrow. And I stepped on the stage for the first time, and all of my fellow contestants, Melissa, Veroni, Prince, Georgia, everyone who was there, they immediately stopped and just started cheering for me. And it really changed for me because I was so scared of people telling me that, you know, plus size women aren't supposed to wear bikinis, plus size women aren't supposed to do this, they're supposed to wear this. You hear that so often in this world. And for me just to have that moment where I stepped on a stage and I had everyone in the room cheering for me, it changed how I looked on my body, like, drastically. And it was powerful. I felt powerful. I felt like there was nothing in the world that could stop me in that moment.
That's great. Yeah, because you know, I've been on holidays down south and I've seen very large women, and some of them were bathing naked, and they felt very comfortable with themselves. So, you know, that was something to see. You know, everyone, they didn't care what anybody thought of them. They were just happy to be able to bathe in the sun. Okay.
100%. I had a story once that, like, there was a woman, and it really resonated with me because she was talking about playing in the pool with her kids. And she had said, my kids aren't going to remember whether mom wore a bikini or a swimsuit in the pool, but they are going to remember that mom got in the pool with them. And that really just sat with me because it's like no one's going to remember what swimsuit you wear, but they are going to remember that you had fun with them.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. What stereotype do you love breaking?
Definitely the stereotype that a larger woman can't do things. Um, you know, I was told, oh, you'll never be able to walk a stage. I did it. Oh, you'll never be able to. I really want to become a radiologist, and I've been told multiple times by people that it will never happen. And I will break that stereotype. Just because I am curvier doesn't mean that I am any less willing to be in the workforce, I mean, any less willing to be who I am. Yeah, I've heard stuff about my body my whole life. I've been told I can't do stuff because of it, and continuing to break those stereotypes every day is a win in my books.
It's terrible people would tell you that. It's not about what you look like, it's about what you know. What message do you want future women to hear?
That if there's anything that scares you, just do it. Um, I lived in this constant bubble of what ifs. I'm a very anxious person, and I've constantly lived in a bubble of what ifs. And instead of saying, what if it crashes and burns? What if I don't win? What if I've started to challenge myself to say, what's the worst that can happen? And that's really changed my perspective. Like, oh, I need to ask someone this. What's the worst that they can say no? Okay, I joined the Miss Fuller Woman competition. What's the worst thing that can happen? I couldn't win. Is that going to change my life forever? Is it going to permanently impact me that I won't be able to move on? No, so why am I not doing it? Challenge your what ifs, challenge yourself. If something scares you, it'll probably be one of the best things of your life because you grow through fear, you grow through everything that pushes you back, you grow through.
Well, yeah, because the competition is quite a growing experience, isn't it?
It
Like,
definitely is.
would you recommend anybody do something like it?
100%. I went into the competition kind of being like, well, I'll do it and nothing's going to come of it and I'll move on with my life. And little did I know I'd be sitting here today as the Miss Fuller Woman Queen 2025. It was
Wearing
such
her
a great
crown?
experience. Wearing my crown, yes.
Wearing it quite proudly as well, right?
Yes.
Thank you for wearing your crown. I was happy to see that.
Oh, yes, of course.
And now we'll take time for a commercial break. Welcome back. What piece of wisdom would you give to the quiet girl watching who doesn't think she could ever do this?
You can do anything you put your mind to. Your worth is not dependent on anything but yourself. If you believe you can do something and you go out and you give it your all, even if you don't, if you fail, even if it doesn't end up how you like, you're going to grow from that experience. One of my favorite quotes is, everything you lose is a step you take, because losses in life aren't the end. You grow from them, you learn from them, and you come back stronger.
Definitely, definitely. You got to keep trying. Okay, Holly, you watched the Miss Fuller Women competition and then joined the team. What moved you to step forward and serve?
As a child, I watched all the pageants. I watched the Miss America pageant. I watched the Miss Universe pageant. And as a fuller child, I guess, loved the idea, but never ever thought that that would be something that I could do. So when I watched Hannah get her crown, and it was to watch the event live was it was amazing. And it just, it made me feel good. It made me feel like as like the child version of me would be able to do something like that. And just having the space for the younger version of me to be able to witness something like this was amazing, because it's like beauty standards are not what they should be. And right, we can all be beautiful and it doesn't matter our size. And now there is a place that helps grow that for people, so people can be authentically themselves without the fear of the judgment and everything that's behind it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was impressed about hearing it. I actually interviewed another model who was a pageant winner, and she didn't know about any pageants that were for oversized women. And I did. So that's why I wanted to do this. As a Plexus ambassador, how do you help women build confidence through health, gut care, energy, and self-love?
like really everything's all kind of connected. If you're feeling a little crummy, if you're gut issues, stomach issues, that isn't going to help you feel very confident at all. So it's like if I can help people with their gut issues, you know, with more energy, with more sleep, with like just help dealing with the root causes of many of the issues that we struggle with. If I can help you deal with that, you're going to feel better. And then you can move forward. You can just feel more confident. You can move through the room without having to worry about, bloating and how you're feeling. And, it's yeah, about getting to the root cause of the issues. And then, yeah, as we feel better, then our confidence can grow because we won't feel like we need to shrink down and hide because we're not feeling good.
Well, it's been proven that the gut-mind connection is very strong.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is. It's like, yeah, if your gut's happy, your brain's happy. If your brain's happy, then you're happy, right? You can just feel free to move authentically through life because you're not worried about how you're feeling.
Definitely. What growth have you witnessed in contestants or committee members that shows this competition matters?
I am a fairly new committee member. And was a few other that had joined alongside of me. And I don't know, personally, it's like it's a space for me to be me. I have done a lot of personal growth over the last couple of years. I'm navigating like who I am and what I want to do with my life. And this gives me a space to just be me. Like I'm a little bit of a goofball and they embrace that, right? Like they don't shy away. They don't think I'm too much. They don't like, yeah, they just embrace me and encourage me to just be authentically me. It doesn't matter how crazy it is.
Yeah. Okay, this question will go to both of you. You can take a turn at it, okay? If every woman listening today carried one truth forward, what should it be? Hannah?
This kind of actually ties back into my interview question at the pageant. And my interview question was, what do you wish young girls would learn? Or like, what's one thing that you wish young girls would hear from a young age? And I think it really pertains to every woman that your worth doesn't matter on your pant size. I'm not walking around and being like, oh, she's a size 4. She must have a lot of worth. It doesn't matter your pant size. Everything you do and everything you are is what makes you beautiful.
Definitely. Holly?
Mine's also going back to your self-worth. I one day realized that I was worthy of so much more than I was allowing myself. And I want, I just wanted to do better for me. And now it's just like, once you just realize that you're worthy of anything and everything that you desire, anything is possible. But it all starts with realizing that you're worthy of it all.
For sure. Is there an age restriction with this competition?
I believe you're supposed to be 18 plus to join it.
And what's the higher end? There's no limit.
No limit, just 18 plus.
That's amazing. That's a wide category of women there.
Yes, I was our youngest I was 24 when I joined the Miss Fuller Woman competition. And everyone else was older than me, so I don't know how old they were. But older than me, but I was the baby, so.
Well, that's nice that they've opened it up to such a wide category of people. It gives everybody a chance to grow, even, through just being in the competition. Okay, well, thank you both for joining me. And it's been very nice hearing everything about this competition and how you've grown from it. And I'm happy that I can share it with people. To learn more, support future queens, or apply when the next competition cycle opens, Visit www.missfullerwomancompetition.com. You can view this episode on many platforms. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks
of
for
course.
having
Thank you
me.
for having us.
Thank you for tuning in to Where Science Meets Self-Care with Ida Fanelli. Ida bridges clinical science with holistic wisdom, guiding you toward radiant skin, balanced energy, and lasting well-being. Don't forget to subscribe, share the show, and join us next time for more inspiration and practical tools to help you live beautifully inside and out. To connect with Ida, visit linktree/Ida Fanelli. Until then, take good care of yourself. And remember, self-care is where science and soul meet.